Hey, sexy people. Today's my birthday, 66 trips around the sun, and I have never, not ever once felt more like myself than I do right now. Not at 25, not at 40, not even at 52 when I launched Organic Loving and finally put a name to everything I had always been, right? So today I'm not blowing out candles and making a wish. I'm telling the truth about aging, about desire, about pleasure, about what happens to a woman when she finally stops trying to make sure that she is fitting the narrative of what her society has said that she must do, and stop apologizing for not meeting all of it. So stay with me. And if you're new here, welcome. I'm Taylor K. Sparks. I am a holistic sexual wellness educator. I am an ethical non-monogamy coach and the author of An African American Guide to Ethical Non-Monogamy and its companion workbook. I'm also the founder of Organic Lovin', an organic sexual wellness brand with the largest online curated selection of organic intimate body products, body safe sex toys, and sex positive books, as well as adults only luxury vacations. So over the past 13 years, I have presented my seminars, sold my products, and shared this work on 22 luxury high-end cruises, as well as visiting 33 countries throughout the U.S., the Caribbean, South America, and Europe at sex expos, luxury hotel takeovers, and swinger conferences around the world. I am currently living in Spain after living the past 3 years in Cancun, Mexico with my dog Coco. I am having delicious fun here dating men from Belgium and Britain and Italy, Slovenia, Czech Republic, Holland, Spain, Colombia, Cuba, Argentina, across the continent of Africa. And today, on my 66th birthday, we are going to talk about it. So let me start with something I need you to understand, because the question I've gotten often is, have you always been this open? Baby, I have always been a sex goddess, not because how I look, not because of how many partners I've had or what I've done or what anyone thinks of me. Oh, no, wait. Speaking of how many partners one has had, I saw a content creator whose unfortunate name escapes me, but she said a man asked her about her body count, and she said, body count. Oh yeah, there's 3 in the woods, there's 1 in the creek, and there's 2 under the shed. And I just love that response. But I digress. So a sex goddess is a woman who believes deeply, completely, without apology, that sex is meant to be enjoyed for all of its health benefits, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. She believes in everything there is about sex, even the things that she may not personally indulge in. So, because if you love it, she loves it for you. A sex goddess understands that sex is profoundly healing on both the giving and the receiving side. She knows that orgasmic energy is one of the most powerful forces available to us for healing, for manifestation, for connection to something divine. Because you are never closer to God than in the moment of orgasm. And that's not being scandalous. That is ancient. That is true. I had always been this woman. I just didn't have the language for it yet, you know? So then in my early 50s, when I launched Organic Lovin' and stepped fully into my work as a holistic sexual educator, I met 3 women that had a profound effect on helping me feel good about who I was. And they were Claudia Gary, the co-founder of Luxury Lifestyle Vacation Club, Jet Setting Jasmine, clinical therapist, master fetish trainer, award-winning adult entertainer, and Parish Michelle Blair, who's a master of energy work. All sex goddesses in their own way, but also different from how I moved through the world, and all younger than me. And then the name arrived, and everything clicked into place. So the coaching didn't start with the business plan. I had been a corporate trainer for almost 12 years, but it started with the people. So for years while I was traveling and presenting and selling at expos and conferences and on cruise ships across the world, people found me. Couples navigating open relationships, individuals trying to understand their own desire and sexuality, people who had questions they couldn't ask anyone else because, well, no one in their personal world had the language or the experience for it. So I was having those conversations in lounges, at conference tables, on ship decks, and hotel lobbies across many countries. So it wasn't official, but it was real because one, I was within my own 25-year marriage and actually living an ethically non-monogamous lifestyle. And again, I had been corporate training for some time. And each year that I was traveling, I met more and more people in so many different dynamics, and they were having successful relationships. And none of them looked like anything that I had seen in the past, but it worked for them. So then when I published my books, An African American Guide to Ethical Non-Monogamy, and of course the companion workbook, and then something shifted for me because now I had a resource for them. Something that people could kind of hold in their hands and work through individually or together. Something that said clearly and unapologetically that this community deserves not only this guide written, but something written specifically for them. And I realized people should not have to, wait or try to catch up to me on a cruise or at an event. They deserve access to these resources, to this coaching, and to a space where they could design their relationship exactly they want them to be, but also with guidance and tools, with someone who has been doing this work, me, for over a decade. So I made it official, and here we are. Now let me tell you what someone decided you should believe about getting older. That after 50, your body starts to betray you. That dryness is inevitable. That desire fades. That you should gracefully kind of step aside and let the younger women kind of have their moment. And none of it is true. Younger women are drying up too, but not from age, but from stress, from disconnection, from a culture that treats their pleasure as secondary and their worth as conditional. Older women believe they are drying up because marketing told them that's what happens after 50. There is an entire industry built on making you afraid of your own body so they can sell you the solution. I teach women the truth. There are so many natural, holistic ways to keep your body vital, your desire alive, your intimacy rich at every single age. And that is what I teach in my coaching. And that is what you'll find at Organic Lovin'. And one thing so many people don't want to talk about is post-menopausal sex. Oh my God, it is the best. Think about it. No pregnancy, no cycle to work around, no hormonal roller coasters, just you, your desire, your partner or partners, and zero apologies. The prescription is very simple. More sex, not less. Sexual pleasure with a partner, partners, or yourself is genuinely, medically, spiritually rejuvenating. It releases, it restores, it reconnects you to your own aliveness. I once heard an older woman say, you have to think of your body as like a Rolls Royce, kind of sitting in the garage. And if you had a Rolls Royce sitting in the garage, you wouldn't just leave it sitting there year after year. You'd go out every now and again and start the engine to keep the motor running and lubricated, to keep everything the way it was designed to work. Your body is that Rolls Royce. Drive it, maintain it, take it out. And the beach, better still the nude beach, maybe in another country. Vitamin D is essential. And I mean that like medically and spiritually. Something extraordinary happens when you let your skin meet sunlight without a single apology. And if you are melanated, we need it even more. I have done this. I recommend it enthusiastically. So let me give you the full list. Post-menopausal freedom. No pregnancy, no cycle, just pure unburdened pleasure. That alone deserves a standing ovation. And younger men, girl, they are divine. You do not need to keep them. You don't keep them. You don't mother them. You don't build the future with them. You simply enjoy them, their energy, their enthusiasm, their completely genuine admiration for a woman who knows exactly who she is and what she wants. I've dated men 5 years younger, 10, 15, 24 years younger. It has been a consistent delight, and I have no complaints. Solo pleasure counts always. It's not a consolation prize. It is devotion to yourself. It's maintenance. It is how you stay in relationship with your own body, whether or not anyone else is in the room. In ethical non-monogamy, well, my take on it is more partners, more joy. Love does not divide, it multiplies. So for some of us, loving more than one person is not a compromise or a workaround. It is simply the truth of how we love. And if any of that resonates, my coaching link is in the description. Let's talk privately. When I moved to Spain, I knew people were more open here. And I was excited about what I might find. There were not one, not two, not three, but seven nude beaches in this area. My people are here, I thought. But I was plenty surprised by not just a change of geography, but I myself was changing everything. The food, the wine, the weather, the people, specifically the men I've met across Spain, Italy, Belgium, Britain, Holland, Slovenia, Czech Republic, Colombia, Cuba, Argentina, and yes, across the whole beautiful continent of Africa. They did not treat my age as a limitation. They treat it as a present, as an invitation. European men have an entirely different relationship with a woman's confidence, with her experience, with the kind of beauty that only comes from a woman who has lived fully and knows it. That was the experience I didn't know I needed. And what I learned is this: a woman who has nothing to prove and everything to enjoy is magnetic. Everywhere she goes, in every language, across every border. You don't need to move to Spain to find that, but I highly recommend it. And one last thing before I go. It is the week of my birthday, and I am celebrating with you. So use code BIRTHDAY20. It gives you 20% off everything at Organic Lovin' site-wide, including my coaching packages, which that ends June 1st, tonight. Use it before midnight. And starting June 2nd, because, celebration continues, we're going to keep the party going. Starting the 2nd, Birthday 15 goes live. That will give you 15% off everything. It is my thank you to you and this community for being a part of this journey. Both codes and all links are in the description. And if my content has ever made you laugh, think, feel seen, or feel yourself, consider sending the girl a little birthday love her way. Maybe $1 for every year I've been on this earth. My Cash App is in the description, as well as my PayPal. No pressure. Just know it goes directly into keeping this work alive and this woman in very, very good wine. Of course, do not forget to subscribe. Share this with a woman who needs to hear it today. Again, I'm Taylor K. Sparks, ethical non-monogamy coach, sex goddess, holistic sexual wellness educator, mom, sister, daughter, abuela, and proud Black woman. Happy birthday to me. Until next time, your love, your roots, and your freedom.